Calaroga Shark Media.
No matter how many years I do the show, I will never learn the lesson of don't eat a handful of M&Ms before jumping on the mic. The peanuts close up your throat a little bit. Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Boy, what an exciting week. Are you ready for Friday? I don't have to tell you what Friday is. That's right, Nate Bargatze's The Breadwinner is out. Now, you might be saying, John, did Kevin James turn down this movie? And I think that's a reasonable question if you've seen the trailer. In case you're not familiar, in The Breadwinner, Nate Bargatze stars as salesman Nate Wilcox. Mandy Moore plays Katie, who's the ultimate mom. But you see, when Katie's household invention leads to a once-in-a-lifetime deal on Shark Tank and takes Katie on a prolonged business trip, wacky dad Nate has to figure out how to keep the house from falling apart because you know us dads, so yeah, we don't know how to make dinner or do laundry or anything. Kids soon learn that while he may not do it like mom, he can figure out how to do it his way. Now, Nate's got friends in high places, including the Hollywood Reporter, who are getting the message out that Nate wants to make The Breadwinner affordable for everyone to watch in the theater. That's right. You're not just going to sit home and watch this on Netflix. You're not just going to wait, 6 weeks till it's out on digital. You're going to leave your house and go to the theater to go see The Breadwinner this Friday. Now, while studios can't dictate pricing, the Hollywood Reporter tells us cinema operators have indicated they will treat The Breadwinner the same way they supported discounted pricing for showings of 80 for Brady, and we all know how well that did. How well did that do? Look it up, John. Okay, I will. BoxOfficeMojo.com reports 80 for Brady. Domestic made $39.4 million, did another $1 million internationally. Anyway, AMC Theaters has announced the Nate's rates. They did this on Instagram. Cinemark Theaters, meanwhile, may discount prices by as much as 25%. Pricing and availability will vary. You know what? I'm going to go on Fandango right now and see if I can book a ticket for this thing. Hold on. Now, to be fair, I am doing this on May 14th. I don't know if you knew. It was a holiday weekend. Sometimes I record in advance. Okay, Friday, May 29th. I'm going to go see it at my local AM theater. There are shows at 4 and 6:45 p.m. Nothing later? All right, let's do the standard. Reserved seating, closed caption, recliner seats, 6:45. Let's hit click. And it appears, if I'm looking at this map correctly, it appears they have sold 2 tickets in advance to the 6:45 showing Friday for The Breadwinner. Now, again, I recorded this like 15 days ago, so it's quite possible that it's sold out by now. All right, I'm going to click on F6 and F5. Oh, no. I was looking at a gap, but I'm going across. I can buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It appears 0 tickets have been sold. You can buy seats F5 and F6 for $11.93. We are told the prices and fees include estimated tax per ticket, but I'm not actually going to go see The Breadwinner. Nate Bargatze posted on Instagram and said, "Hello, everybody. My movie, The Breadwinner, is coming out on May 29th, and I've got something very exciting that I wanted to let you know." So the Nate rate is a special kind of lower ticket price because we want everyone to come out to this movie. And John has discovered some theaters have sold 0 tickets. This movie is for your grandparents, grandkids, aunts, uncles, friends, sister, anybody, your dog. Cats, I think, would love this movie specifically. Anybody that wants to come out. Nate did a screening for The Breadwinner in Nashville. Nate said, "I used to come to this theater a lot. There's an Applebee's right next to here where I met my wife. We're living in Nashville in this movie. This celebrates Nashville. I grew up here. I think we can enjoy when more people move here in a way that keeps the fabric of what made Nashville a city." Very exciting, The Breadwinner. Derek Stroop credits Nate Bargatze with influencing his embrace of family-friendly humor. Now, interesting, I came home from volleyball the other night. My wife was on her phone. She goes, "Do you know comedian Derek Stroop?" And it wasn't like, "Do you know him?" It was like, "Do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I thought it was interesting that Derek Stroop said, "Nate Bargatze took me under his wing just a couple years ago. This guy's out here selling out 4 shows in one weekend at an arena, 20,000, 80,000 tickets in a weekend. But because he's completely clean and he's not edgy and he's not up there starting a revolution with a microphone in his hand, he doesn't get the outside love. Clean comedy is the way to go by far. I preach it to everybody that'll listen. These young comics, I try to save them. I will tell a story. I've told it before. When I first met Jeff Foxworthy, he sat in a room with me. He explained his philosophy. He held his arms out, say shoulder length. And he said, "I used to do comedy and curse, like everybody else does. And then I realized if I work clean, I pick up the older people." And he stretched out one arm, and the younger people. And he stretched out his other arm and implied how much bigger his audience got. Derek Stroop said, "Nobody's ever come up to me after a show and went, 'Those jokes are really good, man. But if you would have cursed a little bit, you could have sent us over the top.' Everybody goes, thanks for being clean. It was a really fun show. That feels good to have a product that travels and everybody's excited to see. Now, if you listen to this show, I try and keep it clean. Sometimes with the clips, I have to let a naughty word or two through, and I kind of don't like to do that, but sometimes this is just to keep the integrity of what was said. But myself, I try not to curse on the show, and you'll hear me use words like stuff. I also teach my college students who are younger producers, putting yourself in that box is a better creative way to go. I always quote Mr. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I will use a pseudo swear word here. The Rock doesn't call somebody an asshole. The Rock calls somebody a jabroni. Hey, that guy's a jabroni. And jabroni is just a much funnier word than just saying that other awful word that I just said. So I think that's always a good thing to do. Jerry Seinfeld said, I don't enjoy that many things. I like watching baseball games and I like driving cars and I like comedy and that's about it. He was speaking to Airmail about his car addiction and why Jerry will never get an electric car. Jerry, how many cars do you have? I don't know. I always say it's an amount that if you looked at it, you would not say, this makes sense. Airmail asked Jerry, I don't know about you, but as I get older, I wonder who needs so many cars? Jerry said, well, we could spend the whole segment discussing that word need, which is really difficult to define. It's an interesting word in terms of a car collection. Only really crazy car guys will talk about, do I need one of these? And the other guy knows what they're talking about. It's interesting to me that there are quite a few cars that I'm totally emotionally attached to, and there's quite a few that I'm not. I still like them, and I like having them, but some of them you bond to, some of them you don't. Jerry says his car collection began around 1991 when my TV series was picked up for its first very small order. Was that 1991? I'm not going to say that feels like 5 minutes ago to me, but yeah, that's college. Boy, time flies. Jerry said, I think 4 episodes. Jerry, it was 4 episodes. Don't say you think. You know how many episodes. Come on, dude. That was when I first acquired some money I did not need. I bought a 1958 Porsche 356 Speedster out of Wichita. I didn't really know anything about older Porsches, but I just thought, well, this car has nice lines. I also thought, I'm sure you could never drive a car like this on the street. It must be ridiculous. And I ended up using it as my daily driver in LA for years on end. Really sorry I sold it. I believe there's no car you've ever owned that you don't regret selling. That if you could have every car back, assuming it was financially possible, you would do it. You'd want every single one. This is a good interview because it's, different stuff. You don't hear Jerry talk about this stuff. He said, I remember the very first time I became aware of the Yoshido Matsuda collection in Japan. 200 cars. I saw this and went, this is one insane human being. I got the book of his collection, and then I became that guy. I never really had any problems with addiction, except this. Selling cars can be very exciting, too. It's pretty clear that cars coming and going seems to stimulate some receptor in the brain for people that are genetically inclined. It's powerful stuff. As for electric cars, Jerry said, I'm not interested in electric cars at all. Anybody else wants to do it, that's fine. I think it's a big, stupid virtue signal. Look at me, I'm saving the planet. Yeah, what about the lithium? It's all BS. What about automated self-driving cars? Jerry said, I always tell my kids that their kids will say to them, you mean when you grew up, they would let people just drive at any speed and steer the car themselves? Didn't they just crash and kill themselves constantly? This is fun. Ken Jeong is getting involved with Shark Week. It's K-pop Shark Heroes. You see, you take Shark Week and you drop K-pop Demon Hunters on top and you get K-pop Shark Heroes. The special stars Ken Jeong and the woman who is the singing voice of character Zoe. In case you're not a big K-pop Demon Hunters fan like me, I'm not at all. I just learned as I'm telling you this sentence, Ken Jeong voices Bobby, the agent manager of the K-pop Demon Hunters. Who knew? The official description for K-pop Shark Heroes is, after a recent series of shark encounters off the Korean peninsula, actor and comedian Ken Jeong, we're just dropping the doctor part? The guy went to medical school. I'm going to revise your copy. Actor and comedian Dr. Ken Jeong is determined to reshape the perception of sharks across East Asia and around the globe. Joined by Zoe, Ken is on a mission to launch a bold, one-of-a-kind public awareness campaign that educates, empowers, and shifts the narrative around these oceanic creatures using the power of K-pop. I love it. Oh, like most press releases, there's credits here. Jeong is best known for playing Leslie Chow in all 3 The Hangover movies, as well as Ben Chang in Community. How's 6 seasons in a movie coming along, everybody, by the way? His other prominent credits include Knocked Up, Crazy Rich Asians, and The Masked Singer, on which he's served as a judge since season 1 in 2019. To entertain myself, the Golden Globes have updated the eligibility. If you want to win a Golden Globe for stand-up comedy performance on television, here are the rules. Are you ready? Rule number 1, performers are eligible for performances of traditional stand-up comedy of at least 30 consecutive minutes aired, other than roles in television series, limited series, anthology series, or motion pictures made for television. I'll roughly translate that. Your special has to include 30 minutes of stand-up, okay? Rule number 2, television includes works released by broadcast, basic and premium cable, streaming, and pay-per-view cable. To be eligible for a Golden Globes Award, television programs must be released on a recognized media platform. Individual social media accounts do not qualify. All right, so translating there, it's got to be on like real TV. You can't just put it on like johnnymac.com and submit it. Okay, that's fair enough. Number 3, only programs first aired or made available for viewing on demand in the United States during the qualifying year are eligible. Interesting. First aired. So like, I don't know, say you were Ricky Gervais and the BBC gave you a lot of money. It has to air in the U.S. first to be eligible for a Golden Globe. That's weird. I don't really care. I just find it weird. And that is your comedy news for today. I will see you tomorrow.